just kind of learning her basics, going through her recalls and going over all of her obedience, and very food motivated. So we were talking about food motivation, right? And so something that, even to start with, is when you go home and you find something the dog really likes and gets enjoyment out of or wants to eat. And like, oh, hey, look, that works. So I kind of go, does the dog follow it? Yes, she does. So she's like, just give me that, right? So if the dog follows it, then I know it's an effective reward because the dog's going to want to work for it. So then we start to actually practice the eye contact game. And the eye contact game starts to either be where your food's in your bait bag, or potentially you're holding it off, because maybe you don't have a bait bag, you're holding it off to the side. But I want her to choose me over the food. And that's the very first step. So if she chooses me over the food, and see our naughty behavior already, but we turn, we look away, she gets off, that's off, that's a good girl. And then when she looks at me and not the food, Maddie, yes. And then she gets the food. So get the definition first, which is eye contact. Then I can say her name, which is what I want her to associate with the eye contact generally, is paying attention, is your name. And then I want to say, yes, you did it right, and then I want to pay her for it. So part of what I want to do then too is lure her, say, to this side, pull the lure away, and when she looks at me and not the food, because the bait bag's over there too, you can see a little bit of hit and run, right? Maddie, yes. Oh, it's my name. And the hit and run is the meow, 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 and I want to wait for her to settle. And she's like, there's people here, there's excitement, there's distractions. Then we go to this side, we pull the food away, and even just standing there is fine. But if she wants to step at me, I bring her back to the side I want to drop it. I think you dropped it. Maddie, yes. And I don't care when it's just her name, if she's sitting, standing, or down. I just want her looking at me. She chooses to sit because nose goes up, butt goes down, totally fine. If she were to lay down, totally fine. If she were to just stand there and look cute, totally fine. Eye contact is the very first thing that you want to teach her. So that even if she's over there, the moment, Maddie, yes! The moment she makes the right decision, looks around the room, but then makes eye contact, that's her name. Maddie, yes! And she gets paid. So you teach her to effectively look at a distraction and look away from it and go, what do you want me to do about it? I want you to just look at me. So that way, regardless of distraction from being in class, etc., or if you're going outside or on a walk, they really pay attention. And that way, if I start to walk even, ideally she's paying attention to me. I'm not yanking her, I'm not pulling her, but she's paying attention to me when, where are we going? Maddie, yes. But that's also where we can get kind of a head start on walking nice on the leash. If they're looking at you, how can you be yanking it down the street? Right? So all of this attention is where we start. So how do I teach? Every concept is 2 to 3 minutes in every room of your house or anywhere the dogs are allowed to go. And then we give them a break. And then we go 2 to 3 minutes maybe outside on the sidewalk or in the garage because it's cold. We go to a different area. Maybe we go to the car for 2 to 3 minutes in different areas, right? Because then if she's looking at you, but yes, she gets paid to look at me. Like, oh, hi. Oh, wait, hold on. And that's what I want to build off of her. So even if I'm walking this way, if I stop and she goes looking at me, Maddie, yes, and she gets paid. And then I move to another new spot, maybe to a different area or a different distraction. Maddie. Now you see how she did the hit and run, and I didn't say why yes. So then now when she settles on me, it's hard. Maddie, yes. And this tells me where she's at in her program too because of the distraction level. I'm like, this is pretty good. This is good training for her. But that's where, again, we let her think. And the most important thing that I can say is that we calmly like, we always want to get them, come on, look at me. Like, let's get excited. Okay, but then she's cueing off of me doing the work. I want her thinking, nothing, I'm hungry. There, just look at me. And then if I start to walk again, we go to a new spot. And instead of me having to pull her, crank her, or anything like that, Maddie, yes! She gets rewarded by staying with me. And you'll notice how I hold my leash. My leash is actually, my handle's usually on it, and I usually have it halfway, so that I have this radius. We're gonna cover loose leash walking skills later in class, but the very first step that I would encourage everybody to do is learn how to hold the leash in half so that they actually have this radius, not this full length. This is way too much freedom right now. I want her thinking that this is kind of where it's at. Because then if I start to walk, let's go. Yes. I can start paying her for loose leash walking. I can start paying her to pay attention. And when I started, that's what she was smelling. Yeah, yes, I see that. There you go. She's like, I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna chicken, right? But that way, she learns to pay attention to me. I don't have to always pay attention to them. And being human, we're always like, no, stop it, come back here, do this, do that, do that, do this, do that. I want her to think, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Instead of me having to always tell her to do it or trying to make her do something that she's not willing to do. So eye contact is the very first thing so that she starts paying attention to me. And if I start to move, she's aware that I'm moving, and then she looks at me, and it's simply being able to tell her what her name is. Maddie? Yes. And because I know she has an understanding of her name, as you develop that basic behavior, then you start to test them. Maddie? Yes. Because then she's looking away, but I said her name. What? And so I've done a good foundation for her name, for her to recognize it. And this dog didn't come knowing that name. She probably had a different name. She was found as a stray. Maddie? Yes. But by developing up, look at me, that's your name. Look at me, that's your name. Look at me, that's your name. Now she recognizes that if I'm looking away, and I hear that wonderful M-A-D-D-I-E word, I get paid for that because I'm supposed to just look at it, right? So does eye contact and name recognition make sense? How you're going to start teaching your dog their name is to just look at you. And you're going to do it from the left and the right. So you're going to help her go to one side and be able to pull it away. And when she looks, Maddie, yes.
And should they always be on the leash when you do that?
Initially, in the house it depends on the dog, but generally they'll be on leash so that I can prevent them from going, don't care.
Okay.
Because then I go, well, you do care because you're hungry, but you don't get to go play if you're going to blow me off. Maybe you go back in your kennel or something else. And I can also then, I actually can control a little bit more of her behavior, right? Maddie, yes. Are you asking because the leash matters?
My dog still is unsure about the leash. He starts to bite at it a little bit here and there.
Maddie, yes. So the leash can help prevent mistakes, and that's what we want to do. But then as you build, you can absolutely take off leash. Because off leash obedience or collarless obedience, that's ultimately what we want to do.
Okay.
So being able, again, even here, Maddie, yes. Yep, super. You want to do another new spot? Maddie, yes. Moving to another new spot. Yes. So eye contact can occur in motion. It can occur while sitting. It can occur while standing. It can occur while we're going across, away from distraction. It can even occur if I don't have something on me, because if I'm way over here and your treats are over there. Maddie, yes. And I can get it and pay her. My yes actually ends the exercise, so she's allowed to break, she's allowed to follow me, she's allowed to go get her treat or come over to get her treat. And again, testing, Maddie, yes. Being able to just have her go, I'm a little distracted, but my name is to look at her. But that's eye contact to start. So leash on, leash off, play with it. In the house, maybe the leash is on the first session, but then it's off the second one, see if there's any change. You can also just let the leash drag, because that way you can step on it if we start to get too distracted. And then we can actually work on, you can't just go chew on your bone during this time. Especially if you have food, chances are good, probably not going too far.
Right.
So the initial recall game that I also play with dogs, so we're kind of, this is not how I teach as far as the 2 to 3 minutes of eye contact and the name recognition would then be 5 or 10 minutes or half an hour in between. And then the next concept. So that the dog really can think about what just happened. Okay, so I'm kind of condensing it for class. But the next concept would be if we get good eye contact, we want that come when called, right? So the first game I actually intend to play is I'll toss a treat out because I'm usually by myself. Maddie, come? Yes. And then I'll reach and then I'll pay. So I have food on me, but maybe then I prompt her over here and I walk this way. Maddie, come? Yes. And then I pay. So that she starts learning different pictures.
And you're paying her for coming even if she's not looking at you.
Correct.
Okay.
Maddie, come? Yes. Why? Because motion to me is come when called. Did that not drop?
Yeah.
Because motion to me is see what I mean. So if she's just in motion to me, I want her hearing, see what I mean? I want her hearing that that's the right behavior. Because then potentially, Maddie, come. Yes. I can call her when she is busy sniffing or is trying to run the other way. That's building very basic from get the behavior first, do it, mark it, pay it. Because then when I need it, when she is the other direction, Maddie, come. Yes. I have it. And she is getting paid still. This is absolutely, she has not had dinner. She is getting paid for these things. This is how she's working for her food. So right now, we're still in that developing all those good repetitions. How many repetitions does it actually take for a habit to develop? Does anybody have a guess? How many repetitions does it take for dogs to start realizing that it's a habit?
500.
500, good guess. Any other guesses?
5.
5? Any other guesses? If I told you thousands, usually between 3,000 and 7,000 in any environment, under any distraction. So don't just think like, oh, 5,000 in the house. I'm talking, let's keep going on walks. Let's go to a park. Let's go everywhere else. Maddie, come. Yes. Even 2 steps. I know, what your knee hurting. She actually has a little bit of a partial tear in her left knee if you kind of see her moving a little bit. Just FYI. Okay. Oops, right back here. Maddie, come. Yes. Oh, I stopped. Oops, there you go. Maddie, come. Yes. So that she just constantly is learning. I see what I mean. Is in motion to me. This is new. You'll have to people as employees still have to figure it out. But does that kind of make sense too? Because then, can somebody clap their hands? Be a distraction. Right? Maddie, come. Yes. I want her thinking, just because something happened, something must be happening over here. She's distracting me, so I must be paying more attention. And it's not that I don't want her to ever be social. She can be social. But I want her to understand that just because she's doing something, Maddie, come. Yes. If she comes when called, she gets paid. That's how you eat. That's how you earn your paycheck for your job. That's her job in essence, right? So kind of makes sense for recalls. Literally, if you even just are by yourself, toss a treat in the other direction and do it across your house, go to different rooms. Maddie, come. Yes. Change your picture. Maddie, come. Yes. Yes, I'm sure you go. Maddie, come. Yes. So that she's thinking Maddie come is the coolest thing that she could ever do. And sometimes we're playing a game because we're going forward. I'm running forward. It's not just come here and sit. Because that's a common thing I see people. Come and sit. That's a front. Yeah, if you're going to competition, we can tighten that up later, I promise. Right now, I just want her thinking the coolest game is to race over me as fast as she can. Maddie, come? Yes. And if she wants to offer an SID, that's fine too. So eye contact with her name, right? That's name recognition. I want to teach recalls. The easiest ones are going to be quiet, yes, and pay. We're going to play the kid here for this because I know she knows this. But being able to then, again, if I have a big bigger, I have a thing, we give it a response. Quiet, yes. And if she sits, that's fine. She can do whatever she wants. Quiet, yes. Why am I saying quiet when she's not barking? She's not barking. Because she's not barking. Quiet, yes. Because I want her to really associate what this means. And far too often they're barking and we're going quiet, 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 quiet. And I want them learning that, Maddie, quiet, yes. Okay, I'll just sit here and look cute. I'll just stand here and look cute. A lot of these definitions are just look cute and don't do much. And so the dog starts learning to not do a lot of the craziness. They learn to control themselves, which is impulse control. We've done this enough. She's like, but usually if there's a knocker, ding dong, on the door, she would bark. And usually I go, thank you. And I go, Maddie, quiet. Yes. And I pay in the initial stages. And then eventually you just want the dog that we just go quiet. Then we get the FedEx paper, whatever. And they're just, okay, I turned on, I did my job, good girl. I will always say good dog. Good dog for barking at the doorbell, good dog for barking at the person, but then, come here, sit, quiet, redirect into something else. Because they did their job, and I want, if I'm not home, your job is to keep barking. Criminology. People don't often enter houses that have barking dogs, unless there's something else really wrong with them. So, the dog that's barking, save her house. So that way if she's barking, and I go, quiet, yes, she knows that she did her job, but now I have it covered. And then the other really easy one, besides, if she were to go lay down, it would be settled, but right here is off. Remember how she tried to jump up initially? But off, yes. Just stand there and look cute. We go to a new spot, and for 2 to 3 minutes we start to go off, yes. She goes, I was about to sit, but whatever. We move to another new spot. Maddie, yes. I was just being social. Off, yes. So that she just gets all these good repetitions of what she's supposed to be doing. And it's just capturing her making the right decision, which right now is just, do you have chicken? But I'm really associating what these mean. Because then eventually, come here, to get hugs, She's like, oh, my knee's sore. A dog. Oh no, you're so neglected. You want to tell him how neglected you are? Yeah, totally. But as soon as she gets, I wonder. Hugs, good. Off. Yes. So, what? No, toy. She likes noises, but not all toy noises. And food definitely higher, right? So if dogs are food motivated, I love that because that's what we feed them, that's what we use. But if she's jumping, it's hugs. But if I don't say hugs, it's turn, like I did initially. And this is, come here. So if I take a piece of food, there you go. Put that on the cot before. There you go. This floor is tricky. Good girl. You're gonna be sassy with that. I prefer the bed. Good. So, if she's on her bed and I lured her to sit, lured her to down, I didn't say anything, now it's go to your bed. Go to your bed. Yes. And my yes ends the exercise, that's how you get paid. So if I say go to your bed and she pops up, we just have to repeat it. Oh, wrong definition. When she goes back in the right definition, I'll re-say it. I'm human too, I make mistakes, I'm sorry. Even after 17 years. Timing's really good, but there's still some that I have off. So give yourself a learning curve, because you're gonna make some mistakes. Just think if I didn't say yes, I don't have to pay. So you can re-get her into the right behavior. But as simple as it is, like again, going at home, lure them onto their bed, lure them into a down position, and then take the lure away. Go to your bed. You don't have to start all that, and we'll work on that later in class, but if they just do it naturally, capture it. Go to your bed, settle. Making sense so far, right? Eye contact, name recognition, quiet, off, capturing, settle. Touch is something I would start, or gentle, again, just as a side thing, and collar is the other one, so these are the 4 easy ones, and then we're gonna be sitting down. But I have food, purely lured behaviors right now, we'll fix that later. But usually I pull the lure away. This one I do not. This one I put the lure in front of her, grab her collar, yes, and pay her for it. Put the lure in front of her, grab her collar, yes, and pay her for it. So that she just starts associating, I'm gonna touch your collar, I'm gonna grab your collar. Why is that important? Is that in an emergency, someone has to grab your dog's collar. I hope it never happens, but what if a paramedic or a firefighter or a police officer has to be by your dog? It's not that you want, they're going to be like, oh, collar with a piece of food, but I want, if they have to grab your dog, the dog's not going to absolutely attack them. And that's a common thing with dogs. You touch my collar, I don't like it. If it's not my mom or my dad, I don't like it. So instead, we just start to go, hey, collar, let's go. Yes. so that, hey, follow me around. Because most people are gonna go, come here, hey, come here, let's go, come on, let's go. Yes. So that she learns that that collar grab and that, pulling on her collar isn't a bad thing. In fact, oh, it really means chicken 3,000 hugs. And that one bad time, knock on wood, it never happens, but that one bad time, she's gonna be like, oh, where are we going? Over to their chicken? Right now, yeah, you're stressed, let's go. So, and I don't mean it like this. Somebody once asked me, well, I want you to steal my dog. Trust me, if they indicate that that person's bad, most dogs are not gonna just let them steal. But right now, I want her thinking that everything's really cool. You can grab a collar, because instead of also catch me if you can, Maddie, come, collar. Yes. Now I can get my dog in the house, and there's no catch me if you can. I like the look there. You see, there's a method to my madness. But you teach the collar game in the house. You go to all these places, just like eye contact. We just focus on collars. Then we take it outside and out in the backyard. You go to 20 different places or whatever in 2 to 3 minutes. And you just practice lure, collar, go by the door, lure, collar, go by the fence, lure, collar. Suddenly they're like, you're just gonna grab me and they're gonna get chicken? Okay, I'll let you grab me. Because then that one time you're like, you just kennel, nothing good, nothing bad. But I can grab you, okay? And then touch is just, again, touch her gentle, under your thumb. Yes. So first time or two, I just say yes. Yes. Because she's not coke. And then the next time, gentle, yes.